Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a thrift haul for you. If you're following me on Instagram, you know that I took an epic road trip. I like to use the word epic, but it was 6 hours by myself driving up to Memphis from the Mississippi Gulf Coast where I live, and I thrifted the whole way. You saw a full cart photo. Today I'm going to be posting a picture of my trunk completely filled with bags from thrift stores. So it's going to be an awesome haul, y'all. This is not that haul. This is actually a couple hauls from before I went on my big trip. So I've got to get this out of the way so I can get this stuff listed and make another video to show you this amazing thrift trip I had, which y'all is one of the best of my reselling career. So I cannot wait to share that with you. But this haul is great too. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm picking up to resell online for a profit, then let's get into the haul. Now, half this haul is from a thrift store in New Orleans. I am a New Orleans Saints season ticket holder with my husband, and so we were at the game, and anytime I'm at the game, I'm gonna hit my favorite thrift store, which is down the street. And in fact, I'm going this weekend, so I will be going there before I leave town, so I'll have another haul for you. And that store never disappoints. Even when they're a little low on inventory, which this is gonna be a smaller haul than I sometimes will have from there, I still find so many great pieces, better than I can find here in Mississippi. It would take me going to multiple thrift stores on the Mississippi Gulf Coast to find the kind of stuff that I'm able to find when I go out of town. So I do like to travel and source. Let me know, do you guys ever travel and source? Because if you don't, maybe it's something you should consider checking out prices in different areas, seeing what kind of items are available for you to pick up to resell. Just my experience that I have had a blast trying out new stores, mixing things up, going different places. Hasn't failed me yet. So the second part of the haul will be from a local thrift store, America's Thrift Store in Ocean Springs. My cousins were in town for Thanksgiving. We did pop in because my cousin's daughter really likes thrifting. And so I said, of course, I'm gonna take you to the thrift store. So it was a fun little day. Yeah, I picked stuff up that day, so I'm gonna share with you what I got then too. So let's get into the haul, because that's what you're waiting for, right? The first item, I was so excited. It's been on my BOLO list for a long time. Some of you have probably already picked this up before, but I've never been able to find it at a thrift store, and I did in New Orleans. And it is Farm Rio. So this is a linen tank. I searched and searched the store to try to find matching pants, shorts, skirt, whatever went with this. I knew it was probably two pieces because this is just a tank. Has this pretty beading on it, but seems like it would be something that was a two-piece set, and I was right. It did come with matching shorts. My husband and I scoured the store at least 3 or 4 times before we left and couldn't find them, but that's okay, because I'm gonna pop up comps for what this tank top is selling for. Farm Rio is a definite pickup 100% of the time. I'm so excited I found it. So yeah, definitely probably my favorite item from this thrift trip. Next is a brand that I pick up from time to time. It's called ALC, and it is a silk little dress. I do believe that this is an older piece. It has a tie waist and little pockets. When I first saw it, I thought it might be a romper, but it's not. It's 100% silk, and it's got this cool layering effect, so it looks like a tank, but it's got an extra layer underneath. Really pretty pale pink. And so I grabbed that. Next up is a vintage piece. I was super excited to find this. This is probably late 70s. The brand with vintage doesn't usually matter. This is Mary Roberts, but check out this cool dress. It's got that sort of drop waist look that was popular in the 60s and 70s. The colors definitely are reminiscent of the 70s, and the long pointed butterfly collars are definitely a 70s look. Really lightweight. It feels like a lightweight cotton, but this is actually polyester. And what's cool is this says it's a 16.5, so it would be a plus size, but I will put the measurements in the listing. Just a really cool vintage dress. I love vintage. Now, this top probably will only bring me about 25, but I'm trying to be kind to this brand. J. Jill, I have been picking it up more. I always say I have a love-hate relationship with both J. Jill and Eileen Fisher, but I have been picking it up a little bit and they have been selling. I thought this was a cute style with the hood, very soft, lightweight. Again, not going to be one of my highest price sales, but still trying it. And again, very beachy, you know, could be even used for vacation for cover up for those chilly nights. So I thought I'd give it a shot. Next up is a Free People dress. It is a maxi length. It has this tie in the front, pretty little, it looks like an abstract animal print, but really pretty. It's called like the 1940s dress, which, I mean, I guess maybe it's a little slightly vintage inspired, but I wouldn't have really thought that. But I get where they're going with maybe an inspiration. It does have pockets. So I've said before, I'm still picking up Free People. Okay, this was a fun find. I felt it. I knew it was 100% silk. It has this fun geometric pattern on it, and the brand is Missoni. Now, this is in by Missoni, so it's a diffusion line. So it's not as expensive as regular Missoni, but I have had really great luck. I have had really great luck with both Missoni and in by Missoni. So definitely a designer brand that people love and enjoy wearing. So I wasn't going to pass that up. Okay, this is a designer brand. I'm gonna pop up a picture of what this dress looks like. Mine is sort of in a reddish brown, almost like a brick color, but a little lighter than that. It does have sequins on it, and you really can't tell because, you know, it's on a hanger, but it ties in the back. Then it also has this drop waist in the back, so it's got sort of an exposed back, and it is 100% silk. Now, the designer brand on this is Robert Rodriguez. So this is a really pretty dress. I do think it's an older Robert Rodriguez style, but the good thing with designer for me is I always have the option that I can use the real. I don't generally send stuff to them because you don't get as much as if you sell it for yourself. But it's always a backup option if I have trouble selling some of the older designer styles. So that's good. And if you don't know what the Real, it's an online consignment store for designer pieces. They have a brand list of designers that you can send in. They're very specific and they're usually mid-tier to luxury designers. So you just have to check that out. And some people have had great success with the Real, but I have had the experience that most of my items sell for far less on there, or my return is far less than what I would get if I sold it myself. So I tend to usually use them as a backup like I would ThredUp. So this is a fun top. It is sort of like that peasant look. It's got buttons. It is a button front all the way down. It's got these ruffles, and it is a collaboration between Erdem and Universal Standard, which is, if you don't know what Universal Standard is, it's an amazing plus size brand. And the cool thing is this is new with tags. Now this is not plus size, this is a size medium, but I looked up comps on this shirt. There's also a matching dress. This collaboration does really well. So I'm gonna pop up some comps of this so you can see how much it is going to sell for. And they only had it up for $4.99. Now my average cost of goods on this shopping trip was about $6. So again, should have a good return on my investment for that. I've had great luck with this brand. Obviously, Armani is a designer brand. Armani is not one of like the hot designer brands right now that, you know, is flying off the shelves, but they are a tried and true designer brand that some people definitely flock to. This is from their Collezione. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's made in Italy. It is a pretty little blazer. It is basic, unassuming, but I guarantee you that I could get probably $85 at least for this. I have sold some for higher, sold some for a little bit lower, but generally in that area is what an Armani blazer can go for, so wasn't gonna leave it. And they had it marked at $4.99. Okay, last item that I picked up, like I said, obviously smaller haul than I normally have from this thrift store, but still a good one. Next up is a vintage piece, and I'm gonna kind of go over how I know the things I know about it. So first of all, I just saw this extremely bright rain jacket. So it is a rain jacket material, and I saw the tag and it says guess. So This obviously is made to look retro. It's very like 60s inspired. Guess was not around in the 60s. Guess was founded by brothers George, Maurice, Armand, and you probably know about Paul Marciano. Most people associate Paul Marciano with Guess. Obviously this is supposed to be vintage inspired, but my question was, is this authentic Guess or is this some other brand? First tip is, it says right here, made in Korea. Because it's made in Korea, I knew that it was probably in 80s, maybe early 90s. It does have further branding here, which tells me that it probably is a real Guess piece, but I wanted to be sure. Now, a good determination, in about the 1940s, they started using RN numbers on clothing tags, usually on the materials tag. So we're gonna come in and find the materials tag on here and hope there's an RN number. It was not required until later, but here you will see, here's the care tag, and right back here is the RN number. Now, if you Google RN database, the RN number is going to be the description of the company who manufactured the item. And now in the US, you're required to have an RN number, so it's good with modern garments to use it. Sometimes if the brand label's missing and you're not sure what brand the item is, you can look on the care tag in the interior of the item and determine who the maker was. Now, a lot of people use that for Anthropologie because they'll see 66170 and they'll be like, oh, Anthropologie, no, this was made by Anthropologie. Even if it's a sub-brand that they carry at Anthropologie, it should have that 66170 number. So anyway, with the RN number, I was able to look up, and it was made by a clothing manufacturer in the 80s who made a lot of jackets. So just to show you the process, we're gonna do it real quick together. I've already done it and I already know what it's gonna say, but I wanted to go ahead and do it with you so you can kind of see the process. So all I did was, this is the RN database page. So you can click right here where it says search RN. And right here, down here, you're gonna type in the number. So I'm gonna type in 25611. I'm gonna search it. And this is the company that comes up. Avanti Outerwear Incorporated. So just because the designer is Guess doesn't mean that it wasn't manufactured by somebody else. So then you can actually click on the name and it will give you the information about the brand. So back in the 80s, Avanti used to manufacture coats, not just under their own label, but for other designers. And so this probably was a piece that was sold in department stores, and I just thought it was so cute. So I wasn't gonna leave it at the thrift store for $5. And I'm super happy I picked it up. Hopefully that was helpful a little bit in kind of researching vintage garments. If you have any questions ever or need help dating an item, I'm more than happy to help. You can find me at supergeeked on Instagram. Also, don't forget to subscribe and follow this YouTube channel because I do drop vintage knowledge, usually in each video, because I have an extensive background both in collecting vintage and selling vintage. So I'm happy to help anytime I can. Don't ever be afraid to reach out. All right, so we're gonna move on to the second part of my haul, which was at the America's Thrift Store locally here in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. The first item, I was so excited. Let me show you what this item retailed for. They are Victoria Beckham jeans. Now, obviously I know who Victoria Beckham is. I'm sure you do too. Hello, Posh Spice. But what got me was, this is not any sort of collaboration. They say made in Italy. They're very high quality jeans, and look at that flare on there. So very on trend and in very clean condition. Look hardly worn. There is the leather patch on the back. So let me show you what these jeans retail for. What? So I did look up comps. There are not many for sale or sold, so it's gonna be really hard to gauge what I can get for it, but obviously with that retail price, I think that I'm gonna do pretty well. She's also a well-known name. Maybe not the most sought after jean brand, but still wasn't about to leave these fabulous jeans in the thrift store. I knew that they were going to be a definite pickup. Y'all, I don't think this is a brand. Maybe I picked up this brand one time, and that's because it was a vintage inspired dress. It took a while to sell, find the right buyer, but I think that on style, I picked it up thinking someone was gonna want it, and they did. So I saw this shirt, and it is a gray button front shirt, but it has these cool faux leather stars on it. Very neat. It is plus size, which is a 22, 24, and it is Cato, which again, don't ever pick up Cato, but the cool thing is it is new at tags. It does have the markdown prices from, I guess, the store. So not really sure how that's gonna factor into the sale, but I thought worth a try, brand new, cool style. Somebody's gonna like it a lot. And I mean, my average cost of goods at this thrift store was right around $5. So definitely think I'll make a profit on that. And to me, it was worth the risk. Next up is a tried and true Madewell. There were not a lot of these listed or sold either. This is their 10-inch high-rise skinny, which is one of their most basic and popular brands. They keep making it in all kinds of different styles, colors, washes, because it's very well liked. And so this was a cool like brown dotted print. I am a sucker for polka dots, but y'all, this is in great condition. Not a lot of wash wear here on the leather patch, which is a good determination that it didn't see a lot of wear, and totally a candidate for a second life here on the resale market. Okay, I thought this was really fun. I pick up a lot of vintage Levi's jackets. I usually don't pick up modern Levi's jackets, but this one caught my eye because it's a throwback. So Levi's did a series of throwback jackets of all their classic styles. I think this is called the Series 1 jacket, very 1970s with these pointed pockets, a very dark wash, contrasting threading all over the place. Here is the huge Levi Strauss & Company tag and the inside. Yeah, so it's a type 1, which would be their Series 1 jackets, and it is from, you can see that, it's from the iconic jacket collection. So just some keywords. It does have a deep V in the back. Definitely 70s cowgirl vibes. Love this so much. So for 5+, definitely a pickup, definitely going to be a nice seller. Probably thinking about 40 bucks for that. So excited on that find. Okay, another of the Madewell 10-inch high-rise skinny. These are in a black wash. By the way, if you see this tag, which is their fair trade tag, this is the newer Madewell jeans. So even though the 10-inch high-rise skinny's been around for a while, this would be a newer pair of them because they do have that. Again, very little wear to the leather patch on the back tells me they weren't worn a ton, and definitely a go-to style. These don't sell, you know, some of the different Madewell styles that are more interesting will sell for more, probably at least 35 on these. But I'll sell them all day long if I'm getting them for 5 bucks because that's a nice return on my investment, so I'm not going to pass it up. Another tried and true denim brand is Free People. I'm going to pick them up most of the time if they're in good condition. I think this is the Stilt. It's a skinny. It does have the slit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Stilt. It has the released hem look here, which is factory to make it look like they released the hem, and it's got a raw hem on it. Slit on the ankle and in great condition. Again, like the 10-inch high-rise skinny Madewells, a very just basic Free People, but again, 35 to 40, I do really well with Free People jeans, so I'm generally going to pick them up if I get them for a good price. The only flaw I see is that the tag here is somehow glued, so I don't know if that's a factory issue or what, but yeah, definitely picked them up because they're in great condition. So that is my haul, or my 2 hauls. I wanted to get those out of the way so I can get them listed. I've been working so hard on listing my inventory this last month. I've been very distracted this year. I think at the beginning of the year I was doing really great, but then Poshmark changed the algorithm. eBay made changes. Sales went in the toilet. This summer live selling became a thing, which I'm just totally not interested in. I mean, I'm interested in supporting you. So if you're live selling, you're my friend, send me a message. I always pop into shows. You know, if you're on the live selling train, you've seen me in my friends' shows. I like to support my friends, and I'll even buy stuff every once in a while. So totally fine if that's your thing. It's just not mine. And I have no interest in it at this point. Maybe you'll see me pop into one of my local friend shows one day. We've kind of joked about that, but I just really at this point have no interest in live selling. It's just not my thing. I don't know if it's because I'm grumpy old lady or what. I'm trying to get my inventory all listed. This death pile is shrinking. It's amazing. It's been a long time since it's been this low. I'm super excited, but I'm about to move a crap ton of inventory in from that epic road trip I went on and all that thrifting I did. But y'all, it's worth it. I'm changing offices. So this right here is actually the, I guess we don't like to use the word master bedroom anymore, but the main bedroom in the house. It is the largest bedroom, and for a long time we've used it for my office and my husband's music equipment, but we've decided we're gonna move our bedroom back in here, and we're gonna take the smallest bedroom, and that's gonna be my office, which I'm super excited because it's gonna be a dedicated space just for me. I have big plans for what I'm gonna be doing, but that means I need to get as much inventory listed as possible so we're able to transition a little better and not have all this crap in the hallways of my home trying to move rooms. So that's going on. I'm also launching a second YouTube channel. It's called Backroad Betty, and one of my passions for a long time has been driving back roads when I'm traveling somewhere. I like to go through little towns. I like to see dilapidated old buildings, you know, old gas stations, old motels. I like to look up the history on different things I find. Something I've always loved to do, and recently I discovered there's a whole niche of these sort of videos on YouTube, and I have just been absorbed in them, and I thought, why the heck don't I do that? I already do that. Why not just film? So that's what I'm doing. That channel is going to be launching soon. I've already got an Instagram for that. So if you want to follow me over there, if it sounds interesting, it's Backroad Betty, Bettie. I'd love to have you follow along over there. And don't forget to subscribe here if you haven't, if you're interested in finding out more stuff about reselling content. So that's it. I'm done rambling and talking. I missed you guys. I don't know if you missed me, but if you didn't, it's okay. I am back. I am going to be making a couple of videos this week. One of them will be that epic haul, and the other one will be a what sold video for November. I think I'm going to do a recap video again like I did last month. Anyway, enough with the rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and bye y'all.